loose though.
Well, he was
He
so
wasn't
bad.
loose much because of all the damage he did to himself.
Like he was in the hospital for
Yeah,
a
he
year
never.
or something.
I think he was in the hospital most all the time because he had multiple operations. Because they had to redo the jaw and and all that sort of stuff.
So on a lighter note, what has been your most extraordinary experience?
Oh man.
Or just one of them.
Yeah, that one was pretty extraordinary.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't really think. To me, it's pretty much normal. Way I would call it. Just every day, going to work and going back home, stuff like that.
I'd say being able to get the outboard shop
Yeah.
because it was because of another person that saw what Carl could do, helped us do that because we didn't have money to do it. So the Lord provides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this real estate guy from Fairbanks, he had a place out at the boatyard, and I was out there one night working on his boat. I pulled the lower unit off and was storing it, and he told me, he said, "You need to buy Johnny French out." I said, "Well, not me." I said, I don't even have the kind of money that takes, to do that. I really couldn't even hardly pay attention, He wanted $400,000, I think he wanted
I don't
down
know, but it was a lot.
for a down payment. And so he says, "I'll tell you." He said, "If I can get Johnny French to sign a paper for you to buy it, or for me to sell it for him," he said, "you got a business." He said, "You can move in." I said, "No way." I seen the figures, and you couldn't, no way in the world I could do that. So this was in the fall, about, it's the 1st of December, I think it was, or November. He called me up, and he says, "When do you want to move into your business?"
Gotta love a guy like that. Takes a guy from Fairbanks to shake you off your center.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
What year was that? When you moved?
No,
We moved in 1980.
Yeah, 1980. And so,
In fact, I moved in 1980, and Bill and Carl went to Seattle.
Go get him, Mom.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, but he wanted to know when I wanted to move in. And I said, "Well, I don't own the place, and I can't do that." He said, "Yeah," he says, "I got all the papers all made out," and he said, "I'll be down there. And I just want to know when you wanted to move in." And I said, "Well, if I'm going to do that, it'd probably be the first of the year."
God, love it.
And
Such a great
well, he
story.
said, "I don't know where we can get it all done in that length of time," but he says, "We'll do what we can." And I think we moved in on, 15th?
The 1st of January. It was the second, because you
You
were
were on
down there.
vacation.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he went down to see those who supplied the.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to go
They
down.
did that, and
Too fun.
and to make sure that we could purchase the merchandise just like Johnny did, and so that's what he and Bill did, but I didn't know anything. And Herb Jensen walked in and he says, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I guess I go on here."
I guess I own the place.
So it was a new experience.
Yeah, well,
And that's on a lighter note.
that's quite a challenge, jumping into something like that. I didn't even know where all the parts was at.
What would you say to these young girls today, these young people, young men, young women? What would you say about jumping in a little bit over your head? Would you do it again?
I had a knot in my stomach like this. I never owed so much money in my life.
But it worked out okay, or what?
It was
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, to me, that's
I w-
that's
we
when you
were
really
told-
grow.
Yeah.
We were told that we wouldn't eat if we bought them.
Did you ever eat?
Yeah,
Do I
Johnny.
look like I went without very many meals?
Your beauty is shown through your eating. We love you.
Yeah.
No, that's what the banker said, because we needed a little.
It was
bit
that
more
tight.
money. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
and-
says you won't eat. No.
I walked in, I was asking Johnny Wheeler, he was
He was a bank manager.
He was the bank manager in the First National at that time. And so we went in and talked to him, and well, he had to have figures, you know, what this and that was. And so I went in later, and he had paper all around his desk, this little ticker tape. It was miles, though, that he had out, and he had taken and checked it. And he said, I run all the figures, you know, from the time for what you owe. And then he said, you're not even going to eat. You know, because all these figures.
What a motivational speaker that guy was.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so, but this guy from Fairbanks, he had the paper out. We had, I think, 4 or 5 different contracts on that that we had to sign up. See, and he said, well, how much money you got? And I said, I don't have that any money, you know, really. And he, well, how much can you dig up? I said, well, I don't know. I said, I might be able to dig up 20,000. Well, he wanted 50, I think it was, for a down payment. Well, he said, I'll give you the other 30,000.
Gotta love a guy like that.
So I had another contract with him. See? And so
We're going to break your
we
knees.
just moved in.
Pat, how long did it take for the knot to go away?
Oh, it was
Long
at
time.
least the first year, because every time you had to make a payment, you know, you had to have the money there. And it paid for itself. Yeah, it did.
Well,
Yeah.
How many times have you bought a boat?
She's still got a knot in her stomach. I give her a knot
She
every
wants to
year.
know how long it is
Or you build a
it's
house?
gonna leave.
Yeah, it's like,
not going away.
hang tough, baby. It'll be okay. We can go another year without eating.
We'll live on popcorn.
We got this one bill from Honda, and it was over $1,000 for advertising, and we didn't have that kind of money. And I just had a fit. And Carl says, if they sent that much advertising up, it would be a truckload. Don't worry about it. That was his fit. Just
funny.
don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
And the kids say, well, if you want to get a response, just tell Mom.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't get shook. So I
love it.
paid the bills.
Yeah.
And I think every wife that does that has the same problem.
Yeah.
And somehow, Debbie, it comes in.
Yeah.
The Lord forgot.
So how does the word old make you feel?
Oh, you know, I don't feel old. It's just little times you can't quite get out of bed like as fast as you used to. Or you can't get out of a chair,
Yeah.
neither was. So,
Well, I think
But-
it's your physical limitations
yeah.
that what you think you could do, do it while you're young.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Do it while
Because
you're young.
a
Because
lot
your
of
body
times-
gets to the
What
place
are your
where it can.
ages?
Well, I'm